Achieves Women Employment and Newcomer Services conducted 16 focus group sessions where 119 immigrant and racialized women and youth from the Greater Toronto Area discussed employment barriers they encountered whilst pursuing entry into the Canadian workforce. This is what we heard.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm 22 years old. My parents immigrated from East Africa to Canada in the 90s. I was born in Canada and I went to university for mechanical engineering and recently graduated. I'm currently unemployed and I'm looking for employment opportunities in my field.
In the Canadian labour market, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. New immigrants, racialized women, and youth face disproportionate barriers to employment due to the absence of networking opportunities.
I've been looking for mechanical engineering jobs for over 6 months now. I've spoken to some of my friends who graduated from my program and we all seem to be having the same problem. Even if you're more qualified for the job, the person that the hiring manager knows or has some kind of a connection with ends up getting the position. Jobs are extremely competitive, and I find that sometimes there have been racial biases. A friend of mine and I, we applied to the same job. We have the same schooling, the same job experiences. She has a European last name. I never heard back and she got an interview. We are not asking employers and the government to do us a favor, but rather create an equal playing field that does not pose us with racist barriers. For example, in my opinion, I find that others have been hired at companies where their family members work. I'm a first-generation Canadian, and I'm starting to realize that without the proper connections, it's extremely difficult to find a job. I wasn't able to prioritize networking when I was at university because most of my time went into studying or working or taking care of my younger siblings, and I feel like I'm paying the price. I wish the government and businesses in the engineering field could provide us with networking and internship opportunities for those of us who are financially disadvantaged.
The Research for Advancing Equity for Women and Girls recommends that the Canadian government establish funding mechanisms that mandate networking, mentorship, and entry-level opportunities for college and university-educated immigrant and racialized women and youth.
It has become clear to me that the Canadian employment system requires you to put yourself out there and build meaningful connections with someone that will allow you to build a rapport with someone who knows someone who's hiring in your industry. I honestly can't seem to understand how to balance putting myself out there, raising my kids, and doing all the legwork to find a job. It's so exhausting. I honestly don't even know the first thing about networking. I don't know how I would go and find my network. I don't have any family here, and I haven't made any friends yet because, well, I've been looking for employment so that I can provide for my family. I always thought that there would be some kind of association for IT architects or a group for professionals who are also newcomers from India, but these kinds of things aren't advertised anywhere.
The Research for Advancing Equity for Women and Girls recommends that employers invest in accessible mentorship initiatives and inclusive internship opportunities for racialized Canadian youth. Join the conversation. Share your story using #AEWG.